The French Revolution. Describe the circumstance leading to outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. Answer. The circumstance that causes outbreak of revolutionary protest in France were social inequality. French society in 18th century was divided into three estates, namely the clergy, the nobility, and the third estate, which comprises peasants, officials, and small business. It was only third estate only pays taxes. Clergy and nobility were exempt from taxes. Subsistence crisis. The population of France also increased from 23 million to 1715 to 28 million in 1789. Food grains were now in great demand. Prices of bread shot up. Wages did not keep pace with rising prices. This led to subsistence crisis. Economic problems. Long years of war had drained the financial resources of France to meet its regular expenses, such as the cost of maintaining army, the court, running government offices or universities. The state was forced to increase taxes. Strong middle class. The middle class emerged educated and wealthy during 18th century. They believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. Ideas of inequality and freedom were put forward by philosophers. The ideas of these philosophers were discussed intensively in saloons and coffee houses and spread among the people. Immediate causes. On 5 May 1789, Louis XVI called together an assembly or Estate General to pass proposals for new taxes. Third estate protested against this proposal, but as each estate had one vote to king rejected this appeal. They walked out of assembly. Which group of French society benefited from the revolution? What group were forced to relinquish power? Which sections of society would have been disappointed with the outcome of the revolution? The richer members of the third estate, the middle class, benefited the most from the French Revolution. The clergy and the nobility were forced to relinquish power. The poorer sections of society and women would have been disappointed with the outcome of revolution as the promise of equality was not fulfilled to full measure and at the end of the revolution. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the peoples, the world during the 19th and 20th century. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were most important legacy of French Revolution. This spread from France to rest of Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished. It inspired the Germans, Italians, and Austrians to overthrow the oppressive regimes. The French Revolution inspired the struggling nations of Asia, Africa, who were groaning under the oppression of European colonialism. Tipu Sultan and Raja Ram Mohan Rai are two examples of individuals who responded to the ideas from the French Revolution. Draw up the list of democratic rights we enjoy today in origin could be traced from the French Revolution. We can trace the origin of following the right we enjoy today to the French Revolution are right to equality, right to freedom, freedom of speech and expression, right to form association, and right to justice and security. Would you agree with the view that the message of universal rights was beset with contradiction? Explain. The message of universal rights was beset with the contradiction. Many ideas in Declaration of the Man and Citizens were rebelled with the devious meaning. For example, the law has a right to forbid only actions injurious to society. Had nothing has to be to say about criminal offenses against other individuals. The declaration stated that law is the expression of general will. All citizens have right to participate in this information All citizens are equal before it, but the France became the constitutional monarchy. Almost 3 million citizens, including men under the age of 25 and women, were not allowed to vote at all. Hence, by these universal rights, poor were suppressed. Constitution is only available for rich. Women were totally neglected in this decision making. How would you explain the rise of Napoleon? After the France became a republic in 1792, then the ruler Robespierre gave more privileges to wealthier sections of the society. Further, he was shot for the autocrat himself. These lead to region of terror for these lead to the region of terror for following many years. After Robespierre rule came to an end, directly was formed to avoid concentration of power in one individual. Members of directory of one fought among themselves, lead to the total chaos and political instability. This created a political vacuum in France. This was the conducive situation, and Napoleon Bonaparte took the region of power as a military director.